Anti-feminist movement has finally begun. Thank God.
I'm pro-life because 38 some years ago, I aborted my first child, and the regret lasts forever. So, it's really important that we're out here to say it's not healthcare, it's women, obviously baby, but it also hurts the generations. So my children have been affected by it as well, and I will never see grandchildren, great-grandchildren from that child.
Wow, thank you so much for standing for life and for sharing your story.
Why is it considered romantic for a man to serve, but oppressive for a woman to serve?
I actually really disagree with that. I don't think it's oppressive, but I think there's a lot of brainwash going on. I'm just going to say it straight out like that.
Like I said, it's a system set up by men. Women weren't allowed to serve, so now it just seems oppressive if we do. The roles are just weird to switch.
How do modern women respond if you ask them to make you a sandwich?
They'd respond negatively, but it's just a negative term coined by men meant to antagonize women.
That's a good angle there. Speaking of good angles, so I had a Bumble date last night, and I left at 4 a.m. this morning and just told her to lock up. Dude, she cleans my bathroom, makes my bed, and the kicker is she done all, like 90% of my laundry. And I hate doing laundry. So I don't know if I done something right, maybe done something wrong, maybe she felt sorry for me, or I'll get a second date, who knows, but that was definitely the best one ever.
If I see one more comment on my TikTok video that said, "We fought for the choice of women," I'm actually going to lose my mind. No! Feminists did not fight for you to have the choice to be a housewife.
I think men are better than women.
She's kidding.
No, I'm not. They provide for us, and we must obey them because they are our masters.
April, stop it.
The reason why you don't hear about healthy relationships anymore is because of the fact that those of us in healthy relationships ain't got to say to y'all. Because anytime we tell you what we do for our husband or what our husband does for us, y'all look for any reason to try to come up with some type of excuse or some type of narrative that we're being controlled or that we're not really happy or I would never do that. Is exactly why you're miserable is still single, and exactly why no matter who you try to date or what you try to date, you still end up unhappy because you have this long list of what you feel like is supposed to come from a relationship. I can't remember the last time that I did laundry, but I will be out here taking the trash out because I don't give a I would rather take the trash out than to be downstairs doing laundry. You take the trash out, you're a woman. You shouldn't be taking out the trash. That's a man's job. Your man does the laundry. You should be doing that. You're the woman. It just so happens that what he doesn't like to do, I don't mind doing. What I don't like to do, he doesn't mind doing. Like, y'all are weird. My husband cooks probably most of the time. My husband taught me how to cook because I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to season. And when he gets done cooking, I serve him his plate. I serve him, and then once he's done eating, he gets up and leaves, and I take his plate, and I go there, and I clean the kitchen. The reason why we don't be talking about how good our relationship is or how healthy it is because y'all's little toxic coming in there trying to say something crazy, yet y'all are the single ones. Make that make sense.
If you look closely,
These modern women don't want help. They want a cheat code. They want you to do exactly as they say. The woman is saying, hey, listen, marriage don't look the same for everybody. Relationships don't look the same for everybody. There's some things that I do in the relationship that you might not want to do. But modern women are so cookie cutter. They have to have a relationship like this person or that person. They're never satisfied. They follow the trend. Oh, it looks like they're going over here. I want to take pictures over here as well. Oh, it looks like they're driving this car. I want to go drive this car as well. We don't need to drive that car. We got a perfectly brand new, a nice car with all of the bells and whistles that they have. Yeah, I know, but this car ain't in style. It don't matter whether it's in style. It's paid off. It's paid off. Oh, what about this? And oh, what about the house? I want to change this. It don't matter what house they got. Our house, we're 6 months from paying this house off. We done spent 10 years in this home. 10 years in this home, hustling, working 2 and 3 jobs, scraping every single penny, saving, taking our income tax and putting it towards this house, fundraisers, doing things on the side, hustles, trying to get this house paid off in less than 30 years. And now we on the cusp of paying this thing off, and I don't know if I really like this house. You don't know if you really, first of all, like I said, we didn't hustled. And then on top of us trying to pay the house off, we didn't made renovations. And now you don't like the house? They looking at everything else. Oh, well, their house look like this. Maybe we can do this. Maybe we can do that. They're never satisfied.
You can see two dudes actually getting work done in the background. I don't think there's a better example of modern feminism. A bunch of chicks standing around with their fingers up their complaining about their workplace while simultaneously getting no work done. All the while, there's two dudes actually getting work done in the background. I mean, this is just like, it's poetic.
I'm pretty confident she could beat up a lot of people.
What do you think?
At 5 foot.
She's 5
Oh,
foot.
excuse me. Oh.
So I believe last time I checked it was 5'8", yeah.
By the way.
Right now she's at like 145.
You're 5 foot. What percentage of
Fighting dirty, I think approximately.
The man can fight dirty too.
Yeah, approximately 80%.
Holy.
Have you ever seen a fist fight?
Have you ever shot someone?
You are delusional,
Have you ever
my
seen
dear. So
You said he's 6 feet?
could your mom beat up Brock Lesnar? UFC.
She might be able to. Okay,
You're so, oh my God, you're delusional.
Long story short, my husband cleans the coffee machine, I make the coffee. And recently, I just decided to start cleaning the coffee machine. And as I'm cleaning the coffee machine week after week, I'm starting to get frustrated. And I passively aggressive made a comment to my husband saying like, why aren't you cleaning the coffee machine, basically? And he's like, well, you've been cleaning it. And I created a whole story around my husband and me not feeling appreciated because I make the coffee and he's not cleaning it, but I've been the one cleaning it. So real life things that happen, that we create stories sometimes over things that aren't even happening, and then we wonder why. And it had nothing to do with me not being appreciated. I just was cleaning it, and now I clean it, and I don't care.
Can we normalize you letting me borrow your husband, and not in that way, you freaking weirdos, but like in the way where you both come over and he helps, you know, hang my TV and lift all the heavy things?
Absolutely not. You see, he's my husband. He is not community labor. He is not a public utility. He is not our man. He is my man. And I will curb stomp anyone over that man. And you see, this is the part that makes me laugh even harder about this, is this is coming from a culture of women who have spent years when being asked the question, what do you bring to the table? Their answer is, well, I am the table. A table that now apparently needs my man, except the only table that this man eats from is mine. But if you need help around your house, you actually have some real options. You can call a handyman. You can call a contractor. You can call an electrician. And guess what? They are all licensed. They have websites, phone numbers, and invoices. And here's the best part. You can pay them with your INDEPENDENT money. My husband is not a shared resource. My marriage is not a community program. If you need a man to come do those things in your house, then go get you a man.
And that's exactly it. Support a small business. Support a minority-owned business. Plumbers, I'm a plumber. Have me come over there. I'm a minority. Right? How many plumbers are there in the world? What is the percentage? I'm in the minority compared to finance bros. I don't know. Support a small business. Support a small business owner, mom and pop shop. Support it with your money. You're a strong, independent woman. Don't need a man. Well, let me go put a wig on. I'm a woman. As far as you know, I'll walk out there. You know, I can just imagine some men putting on a wig and a dress and going out there. Well, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to, but you know, whatever type of clothes women wear that looks feminine, and saying this is a minority owned business. Give me a call. And the women saying, yeah, you know, I didn't want to hire no man for the job. Yeah, them men, them men, they terrible. Now, I do have to charge you double the going rate because as a woman, it took me so long to get here. And you as a woman, you understand because it's hard for you. Now pay double the rate to get these pipes fixed. And that could be an entire grift. That could be an entire grift. Going places, fixing things specifically for women dressed up as a woman. You know, you might have to use a voice box or something like that to kind of get your voice up there in the rafters, but you got to do what you got to do for the double for the 2 times. And depending on the holiday, you might be able to charge 3 or 4 times. Hey, I really don't come out during the holiday because I'm too busy being a boss babe and spending time with my dog Elmer, that type of stuff. No offense to Elmer if that's your name, but I could be there. My socks, my fuzzy socks and hot chocolate, but I'm out here trying to fix yours. Oh yeah, girlie, don't worry, I got you. Thank you so much. It'll be 4 times the rate. So instead of me fixing this small, simple problem for $200, tonight for you, it's going to be $800. And because I'm feeling generous, I'll let it go for $7.99.
Okay then. So I have a question, and this is specifically for those ladies out there that say that they hate and despise all men, because I have seen that there's quite a few of them. But my question is, why? Hasn't really been a good answer to that yet, because I don't understand, and I don't think a lot of other people understand, how exactly a person could hate an entire population of people. Hopefully I can get a reasonable and rational answer. I look forward to it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if your man asks you to not dress half naked or post bikini thirst traps, it's not because he's a controlling, insecure narcissist. It's because he doesn't want other men to have access to what he has. This is just primal nature in men. It's also disrespectful. I don't care what anyone says. You dancing in a bikini on TikTok or posting thirst trap bikini photos shows other men that you don't really value your relationship. Other men see that and think, oh, well, I could go sleep with her really easily. She doesn't value her relationship anyways. And I would actually argue that the men that ask you to not dress half naked or post bikini thirst traps are more confident, more protective of you, and they are better men to marry. And he's not hiding your beauty or whatever other excuses they like to make up. I would actually argue that it's more elegant, it's more appealing, it's more beautiful to be covered up a little bit more. Calling your man insecure when they simply just ask you to not dress trashy is like him calling you insecure when he asks to go to a club. You wouldn't like that, would you?
Men don't just leave for a younger woman. They leave for a softer one with softer feminine energy. A man can watch you age in his arms and still want you like day one unless you kill that vibe. Brutal truth is that desire does not die from a little bit of stretch marks or gray hair. It dies from the eye rolls. It dies when every sentence starts with a correction or when you talk to him like he is incompetent. Also, when you compete with him instead of receive. Nothing turns a man off faster than constant criticism that you call advice, mothering him instead of admiring him, speaking to him with contempt instead of warmth, acting like his presence is a burden and not a gift. Men don't need you to worship them. They need you just to respect them. Respect goes a long way. One soft, I'm proud of you, honey, hits way harder than a week of wild won't save it if the energy is hostile and cold. He wants you to want him, to look at him like he's your man, not your opponent. He will stay obsessed with you if you make him feel 10 feet tall, even if she's 55 plus with laugh lines, gray hair, and a softer body than the day that they met. They won't care about any of that. Male desire doesn't die when her body changes. It dies when her feminine energy does. When she trades that feminine energy for resentment energy. The body he fell in love with is still there. The woman who made him feel like a king isn't.
This video takes the cake for the worst take I have seen online in a long time. Congrats.
There's a huge disconnect happening between men and women right now, and I want to share something I've been realizing about why men seem to be getting better while most women are struggling more. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Men have all these platforms teaching them accountability and how to level up. But when I look at what we as women are consuming, it honestly made me realize something important. Men have podcasts like Jocko Podcast teaching discipline, Jordan Peterson teaching accountability, David Goggins teaching mental toughness, and there's so many more. They're consuming content that pushes them to build themselves up and take responsibility. But I started noticing what we as women are consuming. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Call Her Daddy, Girls Gotta Eat, Real Housewives, Love Island, and there's just so many more. And I realized this content is programming us to create more drama, feel more entitled, and expect things without bringing anything valuable ourselves. I see influencers like Shira7, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, teaching manipulation tactics, and others like Ari Keitsia, if that's how you say it, promoting culture, teaching us that our value comes from our instead of building actual skills or character. Men have an entire ecosystem telling them to take responsibility and work harder, and they listen. We have way more content telling us we're perfect as we are and that our problems are someone else's fault. I've realized that most of us don't want to be challenged. Men are consuming content that makes them better. We're consuming content that makes us worse.
And the thing about it is that men don't inherently want to take accountability either. Men get offended. But what is a man going to tell another man? Well, bro, go grow some thick skin. Your dad is probably going to tell you, oh, get up. Stop all that crying. Come on. Get up. You all right. You still got to do it. You still got to move forward. It still got to be fixed. I understand you're hurting, but come on. Well, what about, let me take a look at you. Turn around. All right. Let me check you out. Oh, okay. You all right. Just put a Band-Aid on it. You'll be all right. If you really hurt, go in there and lay down. But when you're not hurt, I'm going to come in there and get you. And sometimes if your pride is hurt enough, then I'll let you go lay down. But I'm going to come in there and I'm going to check on you. All right, you ready to go? It's constantly, hey, are you okay? You good enough to work? All right, then let's go. We got to work. Something has to be done. Whereas y'all will get knocked off course. Modern women will get knocked off course by something small, quite honestly. They'll let it fester versus just squashing it and saying, that's something that could ruin my day, but I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. I still got to get it done. They'll let it ruin their day. And then when something gets done, they go back to something that could have been fixed. Oh, well, that day I was having this. Yeah, I understand you was feeling bad, but this had a deadline. Well, I couldn't help it. Actually, you could help it. Your colleague actually had that same problem and has had that problem over and over again, but he continues to overcome it. Well, I ain't like him and this, that, and exactly. And that's why you was asking for a promotion. You was asking for a raise. That's why he got one. Because he decided, okay, I'm still hurting, but I'm going to go to work. And he delivered. So we're moving forward. I mean, you sitting up here making excuses in the meeting, knowing that we have a meeting every month to go over the finances. He got his presentation ready. As a matter of fact, I was going to let you go first just to try to give you a chance. I'm first in line. Let's go. Let's see what you got. But now we got to give it back to him. He's going first again for the 10th time in a row. That's 10 months. We have only 2 months left in the year. 10 months straight that he's been going first. You've been asking for opportunity to step up, and every single time I come to you with an opportunity to step up, you never do it. Why is that? You've always had an excuse. Some of them have been legitimate. Let's be fair about it. Some of them have been legit. Anybody in that situation, they need a little assistance, right? But every single time, when accountability, when stuff needs to get done, when dependability arises and is necessary, when responsibility arises and is necessary, modern women are shrinking back. And they wonder why men continue to, well, we work more domestic labor. I'm still outworking you. I'm still working more hours. I'm still working more days than you are. Still doing more work. Somebody got to stand to be counted. And it's usually a man.
And then we wonder why there's such a disconnect.
Anything men can do, we can do better.
Another girl won a dunk contest. So I'm watching the 2019 McDonald's High School Dunk Contest and come across a girl named Francesca Bellibi who did these 2 dunks to get 2 perfect scores in the first round. She then made it to the finals with Scotty Lewis and Precious Achua beating out players like James Wiseman, Cole Anthony, and Trey Mann. So in the finals, Achua's first dunk got him a 72, Scotty Lewis's first dunk got him a 79, and Bellibi's first dunk was a lob off the backboard that got a perfect score of 80. Oh, brother. Achua's second dunk put him at 152 total. Scotty Lewis lob off the side of the backboard, 360 dunk got him a 159 total. Francesca Bellibi needs a perfect score here to win the dunk contest. And her dunk was jumping over somebody sitting in a chair, makes the dunk. What do you know? She got a perfect score. Like, what are we doing here, man?
Maybe the reason why my mom tried so hard in my childhood to destroy the relationship that I had with my dad was because she was jealous. I've been reflecting on what my mom's childhood was like, and she used to tell me that she would sit by the window for hours waiting for my grandpa to show up to pick her up, and he would never show up.
I spent 20 years believing my dad was a monster, and I thought I was protecting myself by staying away from him. Then, one day, at 28 years old, something cracked, and I realized I had been lied to.
As a kid, I'm gonna tell you a story. When I was a kid, my mom told me that my dad wasn't there when I was born. She told me that he was on a golf trip instead. She told me that he chose golf over me. He was not there when I was born. Okay? So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, well, you know, my mom thinks my dad has his priorities twisted. Maybe he does. I saw my dad every other weekend, you know, custody battle things, whatever. When I got older, my dad ended up getting custody of me. When I was 14, he walked out of his room one night wearing a set of scrubs. And I said, why are you wearing those scrubs? You've never worked in a hospital. And he said, this is what I was wearing the day you were born. In that one moment, a lie that I had believed my entire life unraveled in front of me. My mom had told me that my own father was not present at my birth because he chose a golf tournament instead of being there when I was born. But he walked out of his bedroom wearing the scrubs he was wearing when I was born. My point is, the truth always comes out.
A lot of women are losers, and I want to talk about it. A lot of y'all feel like men should provide for you guys and should upgrade your lifestyles, but you have nothing in return to give to him. Therefore, that makes you a loser. And you always are so quick to call men losers if they live at home with their mom or if they don't have a job. You'll label them a loser very quickly, but a lot of y'all be baby mamas living off the government, don't have, like I said, nothing to offer anyone. You can't even look at yourself in the mirror and be accountable, then have the nerve to call someone else a loser. Yeah, loser. And the amount of women that encourage bad behavior, negativity, and the catty-like behavior. Yeah, loser mentality. And the thing about losers, they want to make other people losers. So this is why you see them being so miserable and trying to make other women miserable. And women lie to each other, and instead of telling each other the truth, they would just rather normalize bad behavior. It's disgusting. And a lot of women make horrible decisions. They live with no discipline. They don't care how they carry themselves, and they just project all of their negative energy back onto men. It's the patriarchy. Not to mention, a lot of you guys are complaining about the very men that you raise. You don't want to date the men that you raise. And why is that? Is it because a lot of you guys don't even want to be mothers? And y'all complain about all of the things that make women beautiful, that make women unique. You guys hate that about yourselves and still find a way to blame it on men.
More women own more homes than men, vote at higher rates than men, do not have to do dirty, grueling work as often as men by any measure. Men hold debt at higher levels than women, yet women graduate at higher rates and have higher rates of higher education. And women claim they have no duty to be a mother, but courts often side with them and go in their favor because of the expectation and role and presupposition of them intending to be a mother. Insurance is less expensive for women, and rates are higher in men. Women also have lower crime rates and are convicted at a lesser rate for the same crimes as men. And yet the majority of the enforcing all these rights and laws are men, including the military draft, which only men have to sign up for. And yet somehow the patriarchy is oppressing women. So is the patriarchy actually that bad, or is it actually pretty benevolent?
So this woman's going viral for a no makeup wedding look, and I'm going to speak on behalf of all men real quick. We love this, okay? If more women could do this, we would be about it. We don't like the caked on, fake eyeliner, fake eyelashes, wig on your head look. And I know there's going to be some cranky Karen in the comments like, we don't get dolled up for you guys to be impressed. Yeah, well, that's because every time we don't give you guys the appropriate compliment about your makeup, you guys flip the freak out. Listen to what I'm saying. A woman's natural beauty is there. If you can just tap into that confidence of being yourself, dude, it would outshine any makeup tutorial that you can find on YouTube. I'm sorry, it's just a fact. I think it's actually weird when women put on too much makeup. First and foremost, we don't want to wake up to a stranger the next morning, okay? And we definitely don't want to get married to one.
Bingo. Bingo. That's it. Y'all still, in every situation, find a way to blame it on men. Oh, it's a man's fault. Like I said a few minutes ago, who gonna stand in the gap? Who gonna stand and be counted? Roll call. Who's ready to work? No hands go up. Who can work? Yeah. All right. Who wants to do this over here? This is the hardest job. No hands go up. Who can do it? No hands go up. Smith, you got it. Well, come on, man. I did that last. Who gonna do it? It's gonna be a man. Who gonna stand in the gap? It's gonna be a man. Why you sitting up there picking and choosing? Well, how do you know we pick and choose? We got to do the hard stuff. That's not what the statistics say. That ain't what the BLS say. The Bureau of Labor and Statistics. That's not what that say. That say y'all don't like doing construction. Y'all don't like doing that type of stuff. The hard stuff, the hard work, y'all don't like doing that. Let me be a CEO. Let me get up there, punch a and no disrespect, like I said. I have my degree in finance. I get it. I understand it. What I'm saying is, at some point in time, those finances gonna have to go out the window. You looking real pretty today. You dressed up in your nice little suit or your nice little shirt and all that and your shoes. But what's gonna happen when you need to get dirty? When you need to get in the mud? Fix your own stuff. Right? Now you in a nice little office. Nice little office. You in there, I respect that. But at some point in time, they gonna tell that man to take that suit off. Put some dirty clothes on. Go out there and look in that car and see what's going on. Even if they don't gotta tell him, he gonna have to do it anyway. Now sometimes, there have been a couple times where, stuff didn't go like I wanted to go. And, you find yourself in a position where you dress nicely, but the weather conditions, it's bad weather. You got to get your car out some way. You got to fix the problem somehow, some way. I guess that suit gonna get dirty today. I guess those shoes gonna get dirty today. Who gonna stand to be counted? Who gonna stand to be counted? Who ready for roll call? Who ready for duty? Who reporting for duty? I guess I gotta do it. Y'all don't want to do it. Modern women don't want to do it. They don't want to be involved in it. Let the man do that. I don't want to fix no pipes. I don't want to fix no power lines. What you mean? I don't want to be out here driving no truck in the middle of the night. I'd rather be home watching Netflix, eating me some coconut shrimp. What do you mean? A hard job? A tiresome job? A job that requires a deadline, that's fast paced, that has a heavy weight, has pressure to it. I don't want that. I want something easy. That's what I want. Give me that job over there where I can just BS my way to the top. That's the one I want. Get paid to honestly look good. That's the one I want.
Imagine trading all your women in for somebody else's big back 30-year-old baby mama. Don't that sound like some... And women think that we really got it hard out here being single. Like being single is so bad. Do you hear that? That's what being single for a man sounds like. It's peaceful. It's less expensive. Come on, man. When you paying your way and I'm paying my way, life is easy, but y'all looking for a come up, and then you want me to give all my sexual rights to you. That's jail. Most of these relationships have a curfew, and they're not even the only person that this person had children with. They're the second, third, fourth, and fifth option, coming off the bench and is happy to be there. You used to be a starter. Now you're Klay Thompson.
A lot of good men are single because you black women are programmed. Yeah. You know, and I see the program with the program. You know, I see the NPCs with the NPCs. But if you was a good black man, you should not be seeking no systematic ass bitch. You get what I'm saying? As a good black man, you need to find you a nice little organic woman that's in tune with herself, that love herself, and she loves you. You know, once a in tune black woman love herself, she will love you. That's the power that's in us. That's the divinity that's in us. When we love ourselves, the way that we love ourselves, we want to love you. But I get why a lot of y'all good black men are single, because a lot of women out here pimping, selling, pump faking. Y'all, the news and it's doing nigga program. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta read the frequencies, know what you're dealing with, you know. I get it, sometimes that bad look good, but is you gonna be happy though? I would say you know, put the bad for a good time. Protect your energy if you gonna fall short, but if you want some genuine divine, you get you a nice, good old woman that loves herself.
Fellas, stop jumping in these relationships when you're on grind mode. When you're on grind mode, the only woman that you can have in your life is a woman that understands not right now. She understands that you're on grind mode, that y'all not trying to spend, y'all trying to prioritize. She understands right now can't be lavish, but it's coming soon. She gonna hold you down, she gonna stay down, she not gonna complain when Christmas comes around and she not getting 100 Chanel bags. She understands that, oh well, the bills is paid right now, that's all that matters. She understands you can't get her hair done and her nails done every week. You can't do that for her right now because you got bigger priorities. She understands that. She understands that you both are staying down for a bigger purpose. Fellas, when you're on grind mode, you have to be careful with the type of woman you're trying to pursue and trying to be with. If you're on grind mode, stay single or make sure you're with a woman that understands.
This is a question for the men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling. Okay, so men, why are we hating women? Why are we hating women? I feel like women are hating men and men are now hating women. They don't want to get married. They don't want to live with them. They, they just want to be single forever. Like, what's going on here? Are all you men into men now? Like, what's going on? I'm so confused. I feel like we're creating a divide here, folks. Can we come back together? I love men. And I want men to start loving women again. Like, I don't know. What do we need to do? Let me know and I can try to get the congregation together and we could try to move forward so we can all start loving each other again. I don't know. What am I missing? Can you please fill me in? I'm very, 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 very confused. Okay, thanks.
So all the men from my previous post saying that they have found peace by being alone and they're not trying to date because they just want peace. Are you trying to say that we don't bring peace to your life? I have to disagree. I do not think that if a woman that you so desired was available to you, you would choose peace over commitment, sex, good meals with conversation, and things like that. So I'm going to call your bluff because I don't think that's true. This, by the way, is not police lights. This is some kind of flashing light in a parking lot. I'm not quite sure what it is. But anyway, again, calling your bluff. Okay?
So are all of y'all crazy, or is it just a handful? Because it's a lot of these like type of comments in my last video. Well, it was like a few videos ago, and I just feel like rather stay single is peaceful, no games, like she's playing and you save money. It's giving stalker, because how am I playing games? Because I don't want you popping up where I'm at and I don't even know you. Don't even know you. Like, never see you in person. You never see me in person, and we only been talking for 2 days. But I'm playing games. I'm playing safe. That's what I'm playing. It's some real crazies out here, and it looked like you one of them. And it looked like it's some of y'all riding this bandwagon too. Like, let me give y'all some advice. Do not be popping up on no woman that you just met and never even seen in person. Like, don't.
And after hearing all them women talk, like I said, stay single. Stay single. Leave them alone. They're not worth the trouble. As they continue to say, the juice is not worth the squeeze. It's not. Leave these modern women alone. Let them go. Wherever you need to find a woman, if you stay here in the U.S., if you go across country, overseas, search high and low. I don't care if you got to go to the bottom of the ocean. Stay away from these modern women.
Can we talk about the man that got out of a toxic relationship years ago? He probably decided to remain single rather than risk his sanity again. Now it's been so long that he no longer actively seeks a relationship anymore. And it's not that he has sworn them off. It's just he has no reason to chase something when he's already found his peace.
Men in your 20s, avoid getting a girlfriend unless you meet a unicorn that alters your life. Staying single is a competitive advantage to make you more successful, save money, and network and meet more people. Not only that, a relationship is a job in itself, and you're dealing with someone's emotions, traumas, and different things that happen. While there's a lot of great benefits to being in a relationship, unless it's a person you're meant to be with, avoid it at all costs. Dating itself, depending on how much you make and where you live, costs $30,000 to $50,000 a year. And for anybody that listens that makes real money and has a nice lifestyle and you have to double that, the costs are sometimes more than $100K. When you're building from scratch and trying to figure out life, you do not need to have to answer to someone. You don't have to tell people where you are. You need to conserve that energy and move fast. Date women, have fun, but don't make it serious, and focus on developing yourself. And when you're at your peak in your 30s, find the right.
You ever just come to a realization like, I might just be better off just being single, you know what I'm saying? Being like a lonely ass like uncle, you feel me? Or like auntie if you a lady, you know what I'm saying? Cause no, like, I'm very much like emotionally available, right? But here's the thing, cause I'm too damn smart for my own good, and I'm not saying this shit like to be like funny or like joking, but you know what I'm saying? Like, like when you know like a lot of stuff in this world, you know what I'm saying, like it's like very small like patience that you have for certain, you know. And I'll be honest, bro, like it's a lot of stuff that I just expect people to get, or you know what I'm saying, like for me to not have to repeat myself like the 8th time, you feel me? Like, or for example, like I'm a very like deep and like abstract type of thinker, and I know how to think my thoughts out very well. So you know what I'm saying, like when it's time to talk and communicate, you know what I'm saying, or just talk about just life in general, like I go the extra mile, you know what I'm saying, like I want to peel every layer back, because shit, like to me we're all onions, you know what I'm saying, like the deeper that you go, shit, the more that you are able to understand people, like have better clarity. But you know what I'm saying, like it's just like in this world, bro, it feel like nobody wants clarity. It feel like nobody wants to be real. Nobody want to be seen for who they are. I feel like people just want to be like have this surface level, bro, and I'm cool off of that, bro. I swear I am. Like I want deep love, like you know what I'm saying. I feel like I missed the deep love. Like I missed that like probably some years ago. Now I'm like, yeah, I'm a man of accountability, bro. You know what I'm saying, and self-reflection, because shit, like the man in the mirror is the man or the woman that's gonna change the world or change. You know what I'm saying, like you can't do nothing. You can't progress in this world if you don't like self-check yourself. Nobody want to check themselves, but they be quick to point fingers at your ass. You know what I'm saying? Shit, and lastly, bro, I'm really at the age where, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to hurt nobody, bro. Like, and what I mean by that is shit, like me feeling like trapped inside of like having to like make myself smaller to fit in with people. Like I'm tired of fucking doing that, bro. Like no, bro, because when I do that, I start to step out and start to or do some you know what I'm saying, like compensate for what I'm lacking. Like I don't want to keep doing that shit. So, bro, I'm better off just being single and alone, bro. Like, and I'm okay with that, man. Like I gotta stop it. Like
really cute video the other day of a guy unboxing the lunch that his girlfriend had made him, and he was so enthusiastic. He was like, she makes me a turkey sandwich every single day, but I love it. They're the best turkey sandwiches I've ever had. I request them every day. He could not have been more appreciative, and every single one of the top comments were women on him being like, can't you make your own lunch? Why doesn't she have a ring? Girlfriend, these are wifely duties. And then it's like sparking discourse in the comments of like, women, why are we doing wife things for boyfriends? How do you think you get the ring? In this era of sprinkle men or wallets, like we have lost the plot. Because straight up, what do you bring to the table? A relationship is a partnership. You should both be doing things for each other out of like the love and the goodness of your hearts. My boyfriend has chocolate banana bread waiting for him in the fridge. His full stocking and all of his presents are under the tree. And he made me custom stockings for my cats and one for me with our faces on it. And a handful of custom ornaments. If you refuse to do anything nice for your partner because you don't have a ring on your finger, you're not gonna get a ring on your finger.
I don't even understand how it's possible that somebody who looks as good as I do is pumping my own gas. It's an evil world we live in.
Well, since you don't understand it, let me explain. See, every car has a gas tank. So when you buy a car, you have a gas tank and you have to fill it up with gas in order for it to work. That's why you are pumping your gas. And then when you say a person who looks as good as you, ma'am, 3s, 4s, and 5s also have to pump their gas, just like 6s, 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. So just because you're a 4, maybe 5 at best, doesn't mean you're not supposed to pump your gas. That is not the threshold. The threshold is whether or not you have a car and you need to get to point A to point B and you don't have any gas. That determines whether or not you pump your gas. Women believe that men are just here to serve them like tap dancing monkeys, and their beauty is supposed to make us fall head over heels for them. Ma'am, that is over. That has been over since the sexual revolution.
A lot of men believe they would never a woman when they've already done it. And this is because the issue with men is they have consent blindness. They think that is only violent. They think it's only super obvious to them. They don't understand that consent is more than her just not freaking out, more than him just not holding you down. It's more than him just not wielding a weapon. It's more than that. It's coercion. It's asking you over and over again. It's assuming that because you had prior consent, you have current consent. It's assuming that because she's letting you do this, it means you can do that. It's assuming that, you know, she is comfortable enough to speak up when you guys are alone and secluded, or if you barely know each other, or if she had too much to drink or another substance. There are so many men out there who have violated women while walking around saying, oh, I would never do that. And they just don't know that they have, and that they would, and that they will again.
No, they do know. A lot of you guys just like to make up rules as you go along. You like to wake up the next day and say, oh, I didn't think that I wanted to do that. That wasn't a good look for me. Can I erase that? Can I reset this? You think that life is a gaming console where you just press the reset button. I don't know if they have a reset button on an Xbox. I don't know, but I know on the Nintendo, I think what was it? You had a reset button. N64, GameCube, PlayStation, Super NES. You had a reset button. I want to reset this game. Start all over. Let's do this again. You guys are thinking that, okay, I'm hit the reset button and we're going to go back to the way it was. I didn't like that move. I didn't like what happened. Instead of taking accountability for the situation that you put yourself in. Now, if a man is trying to force himself on you, you don't have a way to get out of the situation, then yes, absolutely. But if you have a way to get out of the situation, now let me say this. There could be a situation where you do have a way to get out, but he's still trying to grab on you and he's still trying to hold you back and he's actively trying to stop you. Like, say, for instance, he's blocking your way. Oh, no, it's all right. It's like, what you doing, man? Don't do that. Get out of my way. Get out of my free. Oh, what you don't know? Get out of the way. Don't. You trying to force me to stay in here. I want to leave. I get that. But what y'all are trying to say is, once again, y'all are laying down with people. What y'all are doing is getting right there to the edge. And a man is telling you, don't go over there. Don't go over there. You're about to get burned. That's like your parents telling a child, do not go close to that stove. And then the child putting a hand on the stove and not only being burned, but they're being like scalded. I told you not to go over there by that stove. Well, I thought I was going to be able to go over by the stove and do this. And I thought because I could do this and I could do that. You don't need to do none of it. If you're not feeling comfortable, you don't need to do any of it. Number one. Number two, you only need to do certain things with certain people. You can't be letting everybody in. A lot of these modern women be letting anybody and everybody in, and these men be criminals. So once again, we got to jump right back onto statistics where it says upwards of 90% of men are never going to try to do what you're talking about. They're never going to try to do it. Upwards of 90% of men are never going to harm a woman. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? Isn't that statistic insane? Men get an A, and in some cases an A plus, for not putting their hands on women and not putting their hands on women in a exploitative manner. Isn't that something? But yet y'all are still out here claiming that that's exactly what men are going to do. You're talking about criminals. Criminals. They're criminals.